You know, if walking was an Olympic sport, we'd probably be gold medalists by now. Actually, wait, it is an Olympic sport. Race walking, but I mean, we'd win in the freestyle category.
Exactly. No rules, no speed limits, just pure, artistic walking. They wouldn't be ready for our style.
Yup, imagine the commentary. Look at that form, graceful yet confused. A bold choice.
But really, walking is underrated. People think you need a destination. I say, why bother?
True, the destination is just where you stop walking. It's the journey that's the good part.
Wow, that was almost profound. Almost.
Almost? Excuse me, that was philosophy wrapped in dinosaur wisdom.
Oh yes, because nothing says wise like a guy in a dinosaur costume.
This isn't just a costume. It's a lifestyle, a bold fashion choice, a statement.
Statement. I lost a bet.
Honestly, though, I wear it because it makes people look twice. Life's too short to blend in.
That's why I keep Sir Whiskers up here. Instant conversation starter, or ender, depending on the person.
Best wing cat in the business. You ever think about how weird it is that we've been friends for so long? Like, all the people we've met and forgotten, but somehow we're still here, walking, talking nonsense.
Not weird, just rare. Some people are like commas in your life, brief pauses. Others are like full paragraphs.
So, I'm a whole paragraph, huh? Not just a sentence fragment?
More like a run-on sentence, but I've grown fond of it.
You know what I love about our walks? There's no pressure to be normal. We just are.
Normal is overrated. Besides, who gets to decide what's normal anyway?
Probably someone wearing really uncomfortable shoes.
I like this. Just walking, talking, existing without having to explain myself.
Yeah, me too. Alright, but seriously, if freestyle walking was an Olympic sport, what would our team name be?
The Stroll Models.
That's it. That's the one. Gold medal secured.
All right, team. Gather round, not because I'm handing out free coffee, but because your drafts are due right now.
Wait, you mean today? Like, real today? I thought you meant, in spirit.
Yes, Wallash. In spirit deadlines are my favorite. They pair nicely with imaginary paychecks. Carla, let's start with you. Your piece on attention spans, how's it looking?
I've got the framework done. I focused on how digital media shortens attention spans, comparing quick scroll habits to actual reading time. I've interviewed a couple of psychologists, but I still need to tie in personal anecdotes.
Maybe just describe me trying to read an email. That's your whole article right there.
I'd rather use a case study that doesn't lower my credibility.
Good. I expect the full draft in my inbox before you leave today. No exceptions. Dave, the generational tech gap article, status?
Draft's done. It's a thrilling tale about how attention spans have gone from pages to pixels. I even interviewed someone who thought TikTok was a stock market app.
To be fair, both are addictive, and both can ruin your life if you're not careful.
Unlike your jokes, which are just consistently disappointing.
Perfect. Send it to me before lunch, Dave. And Wallash, if you distract him again, I'll assign you a serious piece about printer maintenance protocols.
You wouldn't.
Sami, urban spaces and mental health, how's that shaping up?
Draft's done. I covered how green spaces improve mental well-being, compared to high-density urban areas. Got some strong quotes from an urban planner who described cities as concrete jungles with Wi-Fi.
Wow, that hits deep. I feel personally attacked.
Good. That means it's working.
And speaking of working, Wallash, I assume your draft is more than a meme and a title.
Oh, ye of little faith. My draft is complete. Titled, Remote Work, How Pajamas Became the New Power Suit.
I hope that's not your actual title.
Of course not. The actual title is, The Evolution of Professional Attire, A Pandemic Legacy. But the pajama part's in the intro. Gotta hook the readers, right?
Email it. Today. Before you get distracted by, whatever it is you get distracted by.
Shiny objects, existential dread, you know, the usual.
Alright, drafts due before you leave today. No excuses. Unless you've been abducted by aliens, and even then, I expect a well-documented article about the experience.
What if I'm the alien?
Then I expect 2 drafts. One from you, and one from your species HR department. And remember, if I don't have those drafts by the end of the day, I'll start assigning extra projects, or worse, make you attend motivational seminars hosted by Dave.
Oh no, not the Dave Talks. Anything but that.
They'd be more productive than whatever you're working on.
Well, if it isn't my favorite overthinker. What's up? That I've been staring at the same sentence for an hour look is unmistakable.
Guilty as charged. Mind if I steal a minute?
Steal away. As long as it's not my coffee, we're good. Alright, Spill. What's on your mind? You've got that existential crisis wrapped in a professional concern vibe.
It's not exactly that. I've just been feeling off. Like I'm writing, but none of it feels real. It's like I'm saying words just to fill space.
Ah, the classic my brain is working, but my heart didn't get the memo problem. Happens to the best of us.
I've been stuck on this article about attention spans, and it feels flat. Like, I know what I want to say, but I can't connect the dots.
Well, the irony of losing focus while writing about attention spans isn't lost on me. Is it just the article, or is something else tugging at you?
Actually, yeah, there's something else. I met someone, kind of. It wasn't anything big, just a random encounter at the train platform. We talked for a few minutes, nothing special, but I can't stop thinking about it. It's distracting me more than I'd like to admit.
Oh, a train platform mystery man? Now we're getting somewhere.
It's not like that. We didn't even exchange names. It was just easy. No small talk, no awkwardness. Just real. And now, for some reason, it's stuck in my head like a song I can't get out.
Funny how that works. Sometimes the briefest encounters leave the deepest marks. It's like your mind knows it mattered before you do.
I thought maybe if I buried myself in work, it'd fade. But instead, I'm staring at the same paragraph for the third time, wondering why vending machines suddenly feel metaphorical.
Carla, let me tell you something. Life has a way of sneaking into your writing, whether you like it or not. You don't have to fight it, let it bleed into the work. That's where the real magic is. You know, in this business, and in life, men can coast on potential, women, we have to show up, shine, and still be questioned. That pressure makes us think we can't be distracted, can't be human. But we can. In fact, that's where the best stories come from.
I guess I just don't want it to be a distraction. I want to stay focused.
Maybe it's not a distraction. Maybe it's a reminder. That you're alive, that things can surprise you, that not everything has to be scheduled or logical.
I didn't even ask his name.
Well, that's the thing about names, they're convenient, but not necessary for something to matter. Look, you're not broken because you're distracted. You're human. Let it in. Write around it. Write through it. And if it sneaks into the article, even better. That's the good stuff.
Thanks, Lucy. You always know how to make things less overwhelming.
Perks of being the deadline queen. Now go, write something messy. Something real. We'll clean it up later. And hey, next time you meet someone interesting, ask their name. Worst case, you get a good story out of it.
Hey there, what can I get started for you?
Well, I was going to just get a regular coffee, but then I saw you, and it felt like I should order something as bold and interesting as you. So, I'll take an iced chai latte, and, just to show my daring side, a cinnamon roll.
Ah, the classic iced chai and cinnamon roll combo. Bold move, truly the hallmark of a man who fears nothing.
Exactly. Takes real courage to embrace cinnamon. It's basically the rebel of spices, mysterious, misunderstood, a little bit dangerous.
Oh yeah, cinnamon's definitely the bad boy of the spice rack. Next thing you'll tell me you live on the edge and, wait for it, don't separate your whites and colors when you do laundry.
Whoa, let's not get crazy. I'm a rebel, not an anarchist.
Well, as far as rebellious orders go, this one's pretty mild. No oat milk? No extra shot of espresso? Not even a hint of dramatic flair?
I figured the dramatic flair was already covered, with all this charm and witty banter. Didn't want to overwhelm you. Besides, I thought I'd save the real excitement for when I asked for your number.
Well, I've got to admit, that was smooth. Points for delivery. But I've got a boyfriend. He's not as daring with his spice choices, but he's pretty great.
Ah, so he's the real cinnamon rebel. Respect.
Yep, he's got that whole, mild but dependable, thing down to an art.
Well, can't blame a guy for trying. But hey, thanks for the best rejection I've had all week.
Glad to be of service. I pride myself on top-tier rejection delivery. You know, with pick-up lines like that, you should check out our poetry night in a few weeks. Might as well put your talent to good use.
Poetry night, huh? I'll show up and dedicate a whole poem to the rebellious spirit of cinnamon.
Perfect. We could call it an ode to overconfident coffee shop encounters. I bet it'll be a hit.
Careful, I might just take you up on that. And when I bring the crowd to tears with my heartfelt sonnet about chai lattes, you'll only have yourself to blame.
I'll be here, emotionally unprepared.
Welcome back to QuickTune Gallery News, where we break down the latest moments from life in a transit. I'm Victoria.
And I'm Paul. And let me tell you, episode 3 gave us a lot to talk about. Deep conversations, sarcastic banter, and one of the smoothest yet least successful pickup attempts we've seen in a while.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that later. But first, let's start with the dynamic duo we didn't know we needed, Dottie and Delmore.
You ever have a conversation that starts as a joke and then somehow gets weirdly deep? Because that was this entire scene.
1 minute, they're joking about walking being an Olympic sport. The next minute, they're out here casually dropping wisdom like, the destination is just where you stop walking. The journey is the good part.
Listen, Socrates could never.
And let's not forget, Delmore is just casually strolling around in a dinosaur costume with no head. He chose to wear it like that because he wants his face to be seen. Iconic.
Absolutely. He's not just wearing a costume, he is the costume. And his logic? Flawless. Life's too short to blend in. Honestly, he and Dottie are two sides of the same chaotic coin.
But that's what made this scene so good. It was hilarious, yes, but it also showed how real friendship doesn't need explanations. They've known each other for so long that just existing together is enough.
Exactly. And we cannot forget their greatest moment, when Delmore asked what their Olympic team name would be, and Dottie immediately hit him with the scroll models.
Perfect. Gold medal secured.
Okay, now let's move into the office, where Lucy, aka the deadline queen, is doing her usual let's keep this team on track routine.
Yeah, and Wally, per usual, was just not taking things seriously.
Wait, you mean today? I thought you meant in spirit.
And Lucy, without missing a beat, hits him with in spirit deadlines pair nicely with imaginary paychecks.
Honestly, Wallach and Lucy's back and forth is top tier. It's like a battle between maximum sarcasm and zero tolerance for nonsense.
But beyond the humor, this scene gave us something important. Carla is struggling to focus, and for the first time, instead of pushing through it, she actually goes to Lucy for guidance.
This conversation? Easily one of the strongest moments of the episode.
Lucy went from deadline queen to life mentor real quick. And what I loved was how she didn't just say, focus and get over it. Instead, she gave Carla space to process what she was feeling.
And Carla needed that space, because let's be honest, she's still thinking about the guy from the train platform.
Oh, she tried to downplay it. But the moment she said, it wasn't anything special, but I can't stop thinking about it, boom, we all knew. This is not just some random interaction.
And Lucy basically tells her, hey, you don't have to ignore this. Life sneaks into your work, and that's okay. She even drops some truth bombs about how women have to prove themselves more than men in the workplace.
And she's not wrong. That's real talk.
Plus, Lucy gets Carla. She knows she's an overthinker, so instead of telling her to shut it out, she basically says, use it. Let it be part of your story. Alright. Let's talk about Scott's smooth talking moment that went absolutely nowhere.
Listen, he thought he had it in the bag. The man was out here comparing Cinnamon to a misunderstood rebel.
It's mysterious, a little bit dangerous, just like me.
And Concordia? Unbothered, unmoved, just casually making his drink like, oh yeah, I've seen this before.
And then, the moment of truth. Scott shoots his shot, asks for her number, and boom, she hits him with, I have got a boyfriend.
And she did not hesitate. No awkward pause, no let me think about it, just direct and smooth.
But she did throw him a lifeline. She tells him to check out Poetry Night. Like, hey, since you like pickup lines, maybe try performing them in public.
Honestly, that was savage. But credit to Scott, he took the rejection like a champ.
So, what did we learn today? Friendship can be deep and ridiculous. Distractions don't mean you're off track. And if you're going to flirt in a coffee shop, maybe check for poetry night first.
And if you haven't caught up on Life in a Transit, go watch it now. Subscribe to QuickTune Gallery, leave a comment, and tell us.
Would you dare to compete in Olympic freestyle walking?